Okay, good evening. It's 5 p.m. and we'll call this Apple Valley Unified School District regular meeting to order at 5 p.m. on September 1st. With that, I'll do a roll call vote, just a roll call present. Dennis Bender. Here. Christopher Nunez.
Here.
Maria Okpara.
Present.
Wilson So.
Here.
And Rick Raleigh. I'm here. Maria, could you lead us in pledge, please? Flags are
Please
over.
note, we moved the flag. We did the back of our hands.
Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for moving the flag.
Okay, moving right along. Kylie, we have any public comments pertaining to closed session only?
I have one related to item B6.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just read what we're going into closed session for, and then I'll have the speaker come up. So first item will be pupil personnel expulsion case AR 12223, AR 223, and revoke EXP 222122. Item 2, conference of litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9, subsection A, current litigation, 7 cases, 1907172, 2011183, 2022956, 2023366, 2111303, 2208-019, 2207-300, Government Code Section 54954.5, subsection C, 54956.9, subsection D, and E, subsection 1, anticipated litigation, 3 cases, 2020, 2105, 2021, 2208, 2021, 2213, Government Code Section 54954.5, subsection D. Anticipated litigation, 1 case, Dempsey, Jacqueline. Item 3, public employee discipline, dismissal, release, reassignment, transfer, leave, title, certificated and classified employees. Item 4, public employee appointment, resignation, retirement, reduction, title, certificated and classified employees. Item 5, conference with labor negotiator, agency negotiator, Dustin Conrad. B, employee organization, Apple Valley Unified Teachers Association. Item 6, conference with labor negotiator, agency negotiator, again, Dustin Conrad. Employee organization, California School Employees Association. Item 7, conference with labor negotiator, agency negotiator, Trinae Nelson. B, employee organization, unrepresented. 8, conference with real property negotiator, Government Code 54956.8. Negotiation parties, Matthew Schulenberg, Apple Valley Unified School. With that, before we call motion to go into closed session, I'll call on, I believe, is it Kim? Kim Calvin? And this is on item 8. B6, I'm sorry.
Good evening, everybody. I have 2 things I'd like to highlight this evening. First, I would like to thank you for the direction you have provided for negotiations. Your direction indicates the level of consideration given to the recruitment and retention of classified employees. The combination of these decisions and our pending salary study implementation results will have a positive impact. As a result of the insurance cap increase, there are only 8 employees who are currently paying a minimal share of cost for health and welfare premiums for their family. This is a wonderful result. As someone who represents a large team with common goals of the district stakeholders, of all district stakeholders, we believe there would be tremendous benefits from an investment in ongoing student management and safety security training. A number of employees have noticed they would be more successful in their roles with this kind of support. Currently, employees in these roles are given descriptive instruction on how to handle student management challenges. With ongoing support from the board through annual investments of this nature, we believe there would be a significant reduction in student-to-student, student-to-teacher, and student-to-employee confrontations. I have 5 grandchildren in our school system, and their success and safety is of great importance to me as it is to all parents. Ultimately, the success, safety, and security of all those on our campuses is paramount to all of us. Moving forward, if you could give this concept due consideration, it would be appreciated. Thank you for your time, and please enjoy your holiday weekend.
Thank you, Kim. Appreciate it. Okay, Kylie, is that no other further cards for closed session?
No, closed session.
Okay, thank you. All right, with that, I'll call for a motion to go into closed session. We
Second.
have a motion by Maria, a second by Chris. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that'll be the order. So we'll be back no later than 7 PM.
Man, tell them, cool.
Okay, if everybody can, we're back from closed session. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 7:04 p.m. And with that, we've called the meeting to order. With that, I'd like a moment of silence. At this time, I'd like to pause. A family member, David Killian, had passed away. So with that, if we can just have a quick moment of silence, please. Thank you. Thank you. I know that was kind of abrupt. I just threw that out there, but that was the way the order went on the agenda, so.
Before we go on, I'd like to make a few comments about Dale.
Yeah.
He was at Apple Valley High School for 18 years. Our family and my family and all that, we grew up on the Colorado River. And our dads worked for the railroad. And in the early 70s, he came to Apple Valley High School as our vice principal. He's one of the finest vice principals I ever worked for. And he was hired by Tony Balsamo. A lot of you in here don't know who the Balsamo building's named after, but Tony was a 6'4", 240-pound Italian. Survived the Battle of Okinawa. And when he told you to do something, it happened. And he hired Dale Killian. And we always said Tony was the godfather and Dale was a hitman. And that's the way it was. And he could have played Luca Brasi in the movie The Godfather, what he looked like. But anyway, Dale believed in having good teachers and a clean campus and good discipline. He had 3 children that graduated from Apple Valley High School. His oldest son, David, went on to become a urologist. Debbie's a teacher at Granite Hills High School, and he has a boy. He never called him his son. His boy is Dennis, who's a teacher at Apple Valley High School. And I'd just like to say that it was an honor working with him, and he will be missed. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis, for those kind words for Dale. Thank you. All right, well, we're going to move right along. So is High Desert Premier Academy ready to go? Angelique, Daniel, you're up. This is a tradition we do every board meeting. We have someone come and speak on behalf of the schools, and welcome, Angelique.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. Good evening, Board President Raleigh,
There you
esteemed
got
board
it.
members, Superintendent Nelson, and Executive Cabinet. My name is Angelique Daniel from High Desert Premier Academy, and it is my pleasure to be here today to present to you some updates and accomplishments of our school. Before I begin, I'd like to introduce our new staff. We are honored to have 6 new staff members, which include 2 new counselors, Mrs. Nalo and Mr. Serrano, 2 new teachers, Mr. M. Gonzalez and Ms. Boykins, and 2 new classified staff, Ms. Sam Marcus and Mrs. Rodier. They all fit very well with the culture of our school. To start off, September is Attendance Awareness Month. HDPA is putting an emphasis on attendance by acknowledging students with increased attendance through the month. We've had an increase in enrollment this year, and there are many new faces on campus. I am proud to announce that our graduation rate has increased by over 55% in the past 2 years. Not only did we have an increase in enrollment and graduates, our high school independent study program has an upsurge, which caused us to add an additional teacher there. On August 24th, we had our back to school night, and it was a great success. Many stakeholders coming out to support our school, and we were extremely happy to see Maria Elena, our bus driver on Route 22 from Granite Hills, there to join us that evening. It was a great showing of the district's pillars of dignity, community, authenticity, and service. This shows a huge increase in parental and community involvement at High Desert Premier Academy. With that being said, we'd like to give a big shout out to our new behavioral counselor, Mrs. Nalo. She's doing an amazing job keeping up with our new wellness center, and she has been running groups and going to classrooms to provide SEL lessons. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge our new after-school activities. We have an esports program for kids who enjoy gaming and after-school arts as well. Speaking of art, every Thursday we have the High Desert Writers Club come to our school to share art and writing ideas. Our students are learning new and exciting things in art. We started off by learning the 7 elements of art. Then we moved on to design theory, healing with neurographic art, 3D optical illusion, paint pours, magazine collages, and more to come. High Desert Premier Academy will host an art contest in the NPR. The board and trustees will be invited to be judges at this event to give you all a chance to experience the beautiful art our students have created. I'd like to close with how excited I am for the rest of the school year. Just in 1 month, I have noticed significant improvements and changes at our school. I am looking forward to seeing what other activities HDPA will be offering this school year. Thank you for your time.
Well, you did very good. You were the first student speaker for 2022 school year, and you kicked it off good. So up next is Granite Hills, and that's Ashley Guzman.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Nelson, and attendees. My name is Ashley Guzman, Granite Hills 2022 to 2023 school year governing council president and representative. This first month has been set as a great start and high standard for the remainder of the school year, even though students had to adjust with the newly implemented 2-lunch schedule due to the overload yet overjoy of many new students. At the end of last school year, we had a group of upperclassmen leaders sign up to be a part of our link crew in order to help the incoming freshmen, since we can all hopefully agree that it could be difficult having to adjust to a new environment. We later, in July, had training and soon met up with the freshmen at their orientation, where we played games, gave them advice, had lunch together, and even gave them tours of the campus. We got great feedback during our back to school night last Wednesday from many parents that Link Crew has actually helped the freshmen feel good about being on our campus. We held back to school night outdoors this year, which gave freedom for the parents and teachers to talk without feeling as though they are on some sort of time constraint. We also received good feedback on that as well, as it was nicely attended and an overall relaxed evening. Similar to how relaxing ASB's first event, Senior Sunrise, was. Many seniors attended in order to watch the sunrise on campus together with all of their friends. ASB has also been busy putting together more recent events, such as our first Spirit Week of the year, with lots of highly requested Spirit Days, such as the Little Miss Mr. MX trend, where they put onto their shirts things that suit them with the phrase put in front. For example, I would be Little Miss Busybody due to all of the events I've been a great part of planning, posters I'm making, going to work, and taking VVC courses. The Spirit Week has been a success so far, and tomorrow we will be holding our first pep rally of the year, which is circus themed. We have selected many on-theme games and will even be announcing the theme of the homecoming that the junior class of 2024 has been hard at work on. The fall sports will also get a chance to announce themselves and how great they have been doing. Speaking of which, our football team has won both of the games so far and will have a game tomorrow. Their first home game will be next Friday on the 9th, and we are going to use that as an opportunity to have the Link Crew hold a tailgate with the freshman class so that they can have a feel of what football games are like and so they know what to expect and will hopefully continue coming to games. Cheer is one of our largest programs. We are very thankful for all of their efforts, such as how they show up to all of our events. Our girls tennis team is off to a good start at 3-1, and league starts next week, so hopefully we'll get to see them win another league title. Our volleyball is up to a 500 record, and we even beat Apple Valley High, which nonetheless, competing with their sister school, created a fun and exciting environment. Our cross-country team starts their season this Saturday, and we have grown to have up to 35 student athletes join. Although water polo won't officially start for another 2 weeks, we are very excited to see how they perform and start competing again. We require for our students to maintain a 2.0 average with no Fs in order to compete in our sports. And with academic warnings going out this weekend, we offer after-school tutoring in the library to give support and help so we can ensure everyone performs well in the classroom. Tutoring is done by teachers who offer to stay and other students who volunteer. Going back to current events, we want to emphasize the fact that September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and we're encouraging all of our students to wear purple or turquoise in order to support. Those students who do wear either color on the 7th have the opportunity to enter a raffle where they will be announcing the winner next Thursday on the 8th. This event is sponsored by our on-campus mental health clinic, which has been utilized a lot by our students, especially these past 2 years. On the 7th, we will also be holding our club rush during lunches so that students can see what clubs Granite has to offer and students can get more involved. With that being said, the students have been very hyped up, showing lots of spirit, and even our sports teams are booming with success. I want to thank you all for your time this beautiful Thursday evening, and always remember, maroon and gray, lead the way.
Thank you, ladies. Very good. Apple Valley High, Cheyenne Valentine, you're up.
One second. Good evening, members of the board and attendees. My name is Cheyenne Valentine, and I'm the AVHS ASB president this year. To start off, I would like to discuss some of the events that we've had so far. The week before school start consisted of our registration days, which is where students are able to pick up their schedule, get their Chromebooks, and fix any complications necessary before the first day of school. The next event was our freshman orientation. During this, students in the class of 2026 and their families are able to visit the campus for the first time and are introduced to many activities that they can participate in throughout the school year. The biggest thing at Apple Valley High School, or one of the biggest things, is getting students involved and making sure that they feel welcomed. At freshman orientation, this is one of our goals here, and they're able to see some of the events that they can be involved in, as well as clubs and extracurriculars. After school started, our first major event was the back to school night. This year, we had an amazing turnout, which allowed so many of our students to be introduced to how they can be involved during the club rush, and they can also connect with their teachers during classroom visits. Next up, I want to talk about our sports. So far, our volleyball and football teams have begun their seasons, as well as tennis, and we have found the community support to be amazing. Next week is our Bell Week, which is one of the biggest spirit weeks in our school. And we're going to have spirit days, pep rallies, and other activities to raise school spirit. And the Bell game will be next Friday, and it's going to be away at Victor Valley High School. We hope to have our student section full, as well as support from our community, which I don't doubt. We have so many other after-school programs starting up as well, such as tutoring, enrichment, esports, and other various extracurriculars. To ensure that students are able to participate in all of these amazing activities that I've mentioned so far, AVHS has implemented a Beat the Sweep program. This calls students to get to every single class on time every single day. Beyond just being able to participate in these activities, there are also being rewards given away to these students with no tardies, such as dance tickets, ASB cards, and other various prizes. So to end, our school year so far has been full of nothing but excitement and support from both our students and community. The Sun Devil pride is evident on and off campus, which is exactly what we need. We're going to continue to look for new ways to encourage this spirit. Thank you for your continuous support, and I look forward to all the amazing things that AVHS and the rest of the district will accomplish this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Well, we got some good speakers this year, so we'll be looking forward to hearing from the rest of you in the next board meeting. So thanks so much for your time. All right, moving right along. Reports, union representatives, the California School Employees Association, CSEA. Do we have anybody here to speak? Okay. Apple Valley Unified Teachers Association of Buda. Karen, you're up. Well, she was hoping that they didn't show her up, but they did.
They did. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Teaching is not a job. It is a lifestyle. It permeates your whole life. We have some amazing teachers in our district that are beginning to dedicate their lives to this profession, and we have those that have and continue to dedicate their lives to this profession. They dedicate it not only to our students, but also in collaborating with and mentoring their colleagues. We, the Apple Valley teachers, do our best to educate and meet our students where they are. What I want to focus on tonight is the we. We are the we. The we should include all of us in here in this room this evening. Even the students in the room tonight should be part of the we. We are all educators. We all get to work for or with the students. But there is no but in this speech tonight. I challenge all of us in this room tonight to be part of the we. I challenge all of us in this room tonight to accept the others in this room as part of the we. Lip service will not do it. If we really want to make a difference, if we really want to build a better community, if we really want to inspire others, if we really want the respect that is part of a positive working relationship, then we have to start by being part of the we. Without the we, it's us and them. This is AVUSD. We've seen how the us and them plays out. I, for one, want to be part of the we. I want to be able to say that we educate, that we support one another, and that we truly care about the well-being of each other. I want to make it clear that I am standing here this evening representing every teacher, no matter what year in their career they are. My goal here tonight is to focus on the need for a salary that is fair and gracious to every AVUSD teacher. There is some type of economic burden at every level in a teacher's career. The teachers entering the profession, whether it be their first year or fifth year, struggle to make ends meet and are adjusting to their increasing financial demands. We've all been there. The teachers in the mid-career are still paying student loans, have families that are raising school age as well as college students, and have single-family households. The more veteran teachers are not only caring for their own children, but also for their aging parents as well. The AVUSD negotiation team has seen positive movement in the negotiations to help with these financial burdens. Even so, there is more work ahead to ensure that all AVUSD teachers feel valued and compensated for the years of service they have invested in our students. Communication and collaboration are essential to avoid continually repeating the same ineffective process over and over. We can make this work. We have the power to make AVUSD an even better place to be. I ask that you join me in this. Together, we can make AVUSD the number one place where all teachers want to be. In solidarity, Karen.
Thank you, Karen. All right, we'll move on to closed session reports. The clerk, Dennis Bender, will report.
You guys are all done. You need to get out of here.
But you did do an amazing job.
See ya.
Good
work.
See you next month.
I'm gonna get through this quickly. It's like the chapter out of Gideon's Bible here. We'll get it. In closed session, the Board of Trustees took action in support of the following recommendation. Approve the memorandum of understanding with the California School Board Employees Association regarding a 10% increase in total compensation and the introduction of a supplemental retirement program. On a motion by Wilson Sove, seconded by Chris Nunez. On a 5-0 vote, it was approved. In closed session, the Board of Trustees took action in support of the following recommendation. Approve the memorandum of understanding with the California School Employees Association dated August 18, 2022, regarding an increase in hours effective September 1, 2022. On a motion by Maria, seconded by Wilson So, it was voted in 5-0. The board took action on a memorandum of understanding with the California School Employees Association regarding an increase in hours effective August 1st, 2022. On a motion by Wilson So, seconded by Maria Apara, and the vote was 5-0. Conference for the Labor Negotiator on a motion, approve the memorandum of understanding with the California School Employees Association regarding an increase in workdays for the nutritional service warehouse assistants. On a motion by Wilson So, second again by Maria, it was approved. 5-0.
Mr. Bender, I was going to jump in after you read the ratification from CSEA on the increase that you just read a few minutes ago. Although there was a ratification of the agreement, we did negotiate with them on August 30th, and we have reached an enhanced tentative agreement, which must still go through CSEA's ratification process. If their members ratify the enhanced tentative agreement, you will see that at the October board meeting as we have posting requirements of AB 1200. But we are believing that we will be bringing you another settlement agreement with them.
You got another readout there?
Yeah, I got one more readout. This will make some of these cops happy. It approved the compensation increase.
That was CSEA. That would
Yeah.
make the police happy.
Okay. Approve the compensation increase of all unrepresented employees, certificated management, school registered nurse, exempt classified management, non-exempt classified supervisory, and credentialed employees, confidential employees over a 2-year period by a total equivalent of 6.5% salary increase. 16.5, excuse me, left out of one. The motion was 3-2. The motion was made first of all by Maria, seconded by Chris, and the vote was 5-0. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Dennis. Since we're speaking of negotiations, it's my understanding that the Public Employee Relations Board has ruled that an employer can communicate their proposal directly with all employees after it has shared the proposal with the union. Speaking on behalf of the board as board president, is that correct, Attorney?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
For transparency, we, the board, would like AVUSD's lead negotiator, Mr. Conrad, to send all certificated staff members the offer provided to the AVUDA negotiations team, which occurred on Tuesday, August 30th, to provide detail to the offer. And that will go out at the end of the meeting tonight. And Dustin, would you also briefly state the total compensation which has been offered by AVUSD to AVUDA?
Not used to turning the mic on, sorry. Yeah, twice a year. We do currently have a proposal on the table in excess of 16.5% over 2 years. The offer does include percentages applied directly to the salary schedule, dollars put toward health and welfare to both, increase the district contribution while reducing the employee out of pocket. And a third component that takes a calculation to take a set dollar amount, an equal dollar amount, and distribute it amongst all bargaining unit members, regardless of their experience within the district.
Okay. That's the Reader's Digest version of that. There's a lot more moving details to the offer. With that, that'll go out tomorrow?
Tonight.
Tonight after the meeting.
Yeah, we can have it out tonight.
Okay. Would you have the pleasure of the board to get it out tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Item 5, adoption of the agenda. The board may approve the agenda as is or add or pull items from consent calendar. With that, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion Bender, second Maria. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, will be the order. So now we're going to move on to recognition presentations. So if I can join me up front, Family Center's recognition plaque to honor Velma Hayes and the Velma Legacy. And then after that will be the presentation on the the recognized maintenance and operation team members as well.
Great. Yeah, and if the board and cabinet would join me here in the front, we'll celebrate these two recognitions. By way of introduction, I'll just say briefly as the group's making their way up, that one of the departments within Ed Services is the Director of Equity and Asset Access, under whom all the family centers are organized. They do an amazing job of providing resources to families, but that's not a new thing in Apple Valley. And we have a really special recognition tonight for a community member who really helped get this started in a big way at Granite Hills High School and beyond. And so I'll turn it over to Mariana Torres to share that with and her team.
Thank you. It is our pleasure to be here tonight. Baloo has been a proud sponsor of Harvest of Giving for over a decade. That initial dream sort of started with Ms. Hall over at Granite Hills High School, and it started with this goal to put together and distribute 100 Thanksgiving meals and other donated resources for our families and our communities here in Apple Valley. With the support of Belma and the Hayes family, along with other local organizations, we are currently gearing up to distribute 300 Thanksgiving meals this year in Apple Valley. If you ever had the pleasure of meeting Belma, she would tell you about her humble beginnings. If she told you that story, she would tell you how she was one of 14 children, and she knew firsthand what it was like to be hungry. So she made it her mission to make sure that others in our community did not go hungry. Belba and her family continuously support and have been essential to the growth of Harvest of Giving, along with our food pantry and pretty much all the efforts that we put in the community. It started at Granite Hills High School and now is taking place here at the district office because we got really big. So we are serving all 14 sites and all of our community. Today, Belma's legacy continues to support that mission in servicing our families and community. And she even encouraged the family when they had her service and we were able to honor her memory. They encouraged to actually make donations to the food pantry in lieu of flowers so that this legacy would continue. So with the combined effort of Baloo and other organizations, we are also distributing about 150 to 200 boxes every Friday that school is in session. So our food pantry runs every week. These valuable partnerships continue to make a difference in the lives of all of our families. We, Apple Valley Unified School District and the Family Centers, extend our gratitude for this continued support. And honestly, it's an honor to continue the legacy of her work. The belief in growing those resources demonstrate the true value of dignity, community, authenticity, and serving, which is and mirrors exactly what we're here to do. Velma's legacy will continue to make a difference in our families and the community while providing hope for a better tomorrow. We would like to present the family this plaque in honor of Velma's legacy and as a token of our appreciation.
Yeah, we would love it. Jump in right here. Yeah, jump in with the board. Did a couple. Yes. I'll just mention as they're leaving the room that also Valu has been a wonderful partner as a CTE affiliated company, and they hire a lot of our students and put them right to work out of the welding program. So.
Good evening. I'm here on behalf of the Maintenance and Operations Department, and at this time I'd like Jim Hopper to join me up here real quick. Each year, Keenan and Associates is the administrator, as the administrator of our property and liability JPA, do property inspections, and they identify areas of concern on our campuses. And there's not that many. But those areas that they do identify, Jim, his supervisor Kirk, the custodial supervisor Colleen, all of our maintenance and operations crew, custodial staff work diligently to make sure anything identified during those property inspections is cleared, repaired, taken care of prior to reinspection by Keenan and Associates. And Keenan and Associates came out and inspected, and they found that everything they identified had been taken care of. This really puts forward the service value of Apple Valley Unified School District. Jim and his team serve our students, serve our schools tirelessly through that work order system. Never-ending list of work orders, but they're out there every day working hard, a lot of the times in some pretty brutal heat as of late, making sure air conditioning units are working. A lot of those. But anyways, so Keenan awarded Apple Valley Unified School District Maintenance and Operations Team the Excellence in Safety Award. So I'd like to present that to Jim, who will accept on behalf of his team. Thank you. No picture, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, well, now we're going to move on to the presentation on the Apple Valley Unified School District Police. So Dustin, you're up, and Chief Molina.
Yes, Chief Molina, please join me up here. It truly is. I want to just kind of start with an overview. It's been quite a week of working with the department, and as you know, getting to work with this team, I can tell in great appreciation. I've learned more about them. My respect for them has increased, and the leadership even demonstrated by Chief and is just one that needs to be recognized and modeled. Tonight, a couple times, we've heard our district values referenced of dignity, service, authenticity, and community. And this department, without fail, continues to uphold those. And tonight, our presentation, need to turn this on, is referencing that. You can see that the department, has their mission statement. It goes right alongside the district mission. I do want to point out that in working with them this week, and I'm sorry, I'm all over the place here, but they shared a lot about who they are and what they've done and how they've attained, the honor of being a officer in our department. They did a lot of work, and on each board member has a packet, excuse me, that highlights the bios of all of these officers. And when we went through them, going through their bios, it was intense. I was amazed and impressed by, and Chief will get deeper into this, the amount of expertise that's out there. The fact that they are a post-certified group that have been through the same trainings and in many cases more than other officers out in our community. And we really toyed with, man, how do we present this to the board? How do we spend all this time to try to highlight what they are and what they've done? And we really, after going through the bios that you have, you'll notice there's some areas of highlight. And as Chief is talking tonight, I'm going to be scrolling through the slides, and these are just quotes that we pulled out to kind of highlight an officer in a statement. And these statements scream And I say officer, I'm talking about the whole team, the dispatchers, the Sonia there in the office, keeping them all reined in and trying to work with these guys 24/7 seems like sometimes is quite a task. But when we pull those and put those up, I encourage the audience to just read, look at it, and see the evidence once again of dignity, authenticity, community, and service that's out there. So, Officer Molina, if you would like to start talking. One thing, I just said, oh my gosh. He used to be Officer Molina, and he'll get into the history there, talk about where he was in what year, 2004, I think it was. But again, you're going to see the theme throughout this presentation, think relationship, look at what these officers are saying. They don't know what quotes I pulled from them and put up there, but we're excited to share this with you. So Chief Cesar Molina, take it away.
First of all, I want to start off by thanking everybody to be here. It's a pleasure to be here. I think this is like my first time that I ever talk about the department. And I know that sometimes in the community will interact with parents or you guys regarding the department. But to be up here, it's such a good feeling. So I'm so grateful to have been given the opportunity to be here this evening, to be able to share some of the information and history of the background of this police department that I'm so proud of. Our department consists of the chief, which is myself, one police sergeant, one police coordinator. Police coordinator is going to be, when I mentioned school police coordinator, that's Sonia Carrillo. Two dispatchers and 7 patrol officers. Little history. On April 3rd, 2002, some of you guys were here when you guys adopted the police department. In 2004, there was the first full-time police officer that was hired on, which that was me. So yeah, and that's where the title comes in. So you guys call me officer. I'm good with it. Throughout the years, I have worked with 2 chiefs here at the department. Both chiefs I work closely with. They all had the mission statement as that we have now, the motto. It was still the same, even though the words were different. In 2013, I was given the blessing to be the 3rd chief of police for the department. Throughout the years, there has been leaps and bounds of growth in this department. For instance, in 2009, we established the Police Explorer program at Granny Hills High School with the encouragement of Matt Schulenberg. They started out there. There we had about 20 explorers that started off. One of the things was, and we're the only school police department that has school police explorers throughout the high desert. So in 2018, another leap and bound was the department became post-certified. So you guys are going to hear the word post-certified. That stands for Peace Officer Commission of Standards and Training. And that 90% of the police departments out there are post-certified. And that's a prestigious title to have as a police department. So I'm very, very thankful that we're doing that. Also, in 2020, we hired the first police sergeant, which he's back there. He's also post-certified as a supervisor. Max McNeely has been with the department. If you can count all his years, he's been here since he was an explorer. I think he was like 14 when he started. So he has a lot of knowledge and experience and knows what our motto and mission for the school district is. Also in 2021, we had our police dispatch became post-certified as well. Again, this couldn't have been done without the knowledge and experience and dedication of Sonia Carrillo. Sonia, can you raise your hand? That way people know who it is. Okay, that's Sonia over there. Okay. That project there took a long time to do. I mean, it's not like fill out a paper and then we become post-certified. There's a lot of red tape that we have to go through. And we have audits that we also go through yearly to make sure that department and the dispatch center is running as post standards. Another leap was in just this year, 5 new patrol cars, as you can see. We have one that's driving around there. It's a 2022 Ford Explorer. So we're actually retiring the old ones, the old Crown Victorias you guys probably seen out there. They look like classics. Sometimes when we have them all polished up and cleaned up and they're all together, it actually looks like a car show. So we're retiring those. And in 2023, we also are getting another patrol cars to replace the other ones. So I thank every single one of you that gave us the ability to have new cars. It's It's super awesome. Also, our police officers receive post-training 3 times a year at the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Academy, 3 times a year. So in addition, they also get school police training tailored to school police, to the school resource officer. That training also includes active shooter training. We even go further and mold our policies and procedures to meet our motto as well. So also, the Apple Valley School Police has the same police authorities in the state of California as any other police department, CHP, Sheriff's Department. Just like each of those departments have their own mission and responsibilities, we have and focus on our mission is keeping the schools and students safe. Each officer has their own calling in the department when serving students and staff. As you know, we have several officers. A lot of officers like doing certain things. They're into certain things. One of the things that we do is, one of the things that we all have in common is that we're the mama bear and the papa bear police officer when we're out there. So when the parents are not there, you can guarantee that our officers will take care of your kids. So when it involves protecting our students, our officers are dedicated. You know, like I said, some of these officers were explorers, majority of 90% actually. So they have that mission. So when it comes to their kids, and I'm talking all 14,000 kids that we have on our campuses, when we're working out there, they're taking care of those kids. A lot of our officers are certified in special weapons and tactics, traffic, DUI, narcotics, crisis intervention, to name a few. So when we go out there, you can depend that these officers have really good experience and they're post-certified as well. So we don't just title them, hey, you know, if you can ride a bicycle, then you're on bike patrol. No, whenever they're post-certified, they have to meet certain criteria to hold that position. Our post-certified police dispatchers with their 911 experts, they receive the emergency calls from either from the school sites and from public who needs school police. They are the voice behind the scene that guide our officers to keeping our students at school safe. We further provide training and mentoring at school sites and on school buses, at school bus stops, students, and also at students or staff assemblies, which also include active shooter training, bullying, social media training, and mentoring. Students also occur during traffic stops or when the officers are out there at the crosswalk. Either they're on foot in front of a crosswalk or they're just walking around. A lot of times they make contact with the kids if they see that they're either going to cross the street without using the crosswalk or whatever it may be, or even kids riding a bicycle without their helmets. So the training and mentoring also occurs, like I said, even on traffic stops. A lot of times when we pull over our students, a lot of times either they're speeding, they're on their cell phones. We give them a quick training right there on the side of the road. This also includes juveniles, of course, and parents in the community or community members. We give them a training pamphlet. You know, we pull them over, and that pamphlet covers everything that any violations that are in school zones, which very beneficial. The parents and the community actually like those pamphlets instead of getting a citation. So it's good. Another thing that we do is wellness checks on the school district. We conduct wellness checks on students and staff to ensure their safety and well-being. We also work with mental health support teams such as CCRT, which is Community Crisis Response Team, the San Bernardino County Behavioral Health Department, along with school and county psychologists. Another thing, during the COVID, when the kids were at home, we had a lot of wellness checks that we had to respond to. And once we get those information, we definitely go forthwith to the house as if it's in progress. A lot of times, you know, the kids do say, you know, I want to go back to school. I miss school and I just feel like hurting myself because I can't go back to school. So behind the scenes, that time that the kids were off, they were really hurting, some of them. Another thing that we do, we also check on the well-being on employees. Sometimes we'll get a call from a principal saying, hey, you know what, the employee so-and-so did not make it to work. We call them and he or she does not answer. Can you do a wellness check? And normally we do. We go there forthwith to the house, knock on the door. A lot of times, majority of the time, the alarm didn't go off and they're just sleeping, so which is good. Another thing we do is interagency support. We have a good relationship with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department and surrounding police agencies. We have a good relationship and work closely with the local Sheriff's Department. Our officers and deputies assist each other out in the community and at our school sites. Also, a great example was last year when we had that Apple Valley High School squatting call. All right. As you can see there, everybody responded there to the school, especially the off duties. We had probation, parole, fire, school police from neighboring agencies, and also off-duty police officers. So they responded forthwith. We had, as you guys remember, you guys saw it on the news, there was a lot of law enforcement personnel. So it's evident to show that when it comes to Apple Valley, we're really tight knit, no matter what it is, especially when it's involving our kids. They were there, we were there. So whenever they need help or they need assistance, or hey, chief, can you send an officer to help us do this? We will do it. You know, we'll help them. Another school student program that we're really well dedicated on is, as we all know, if we're all here because we enjoy working with kids, we enjoy mentoring the kids, we enjoy teaching them, like our model says. One of the things that I'm excited and proud of is our school police department. Like I said, we are the only school police program in the high desert. We have had such a huge success with the program. 90% of our officers employed now, as you can see now, are protectors of the schools. At a young age, they were instilled the motto of the responsibility of protecting our kids. They were taught at a very young age what the mission was. I would still feel fortunate if we only had one explorer that became a police officer with my department or our department. But to know that 90% are police officers, it's a good success for me. It's good. I feel real fortunate. Of course, there's been hundreds of students that were mentored throughout the years, and many have moved on with knowledge and mentoring skills they received. And I have heard stories that they've joined either the military or another police department or a security department, you know, or became great citizens or parents. So it's a good program. And right now, Officer Bezada, he's in charge of it. He's been doing it almost like about 7 years, and he goes out there and does the mentoring. So the kids are excited to be there. Another program that we're involved with is with the San Bernardino County Sheriffs. They have the SHOCK program, which is another huge success. That program is so great. One of the things that our officers do, they participate in that program since the beginning. I remember they had it at James Woody Park, and it was a good program. It's still a good program. So our officers volunteer or actually go out there and work for that program. And they also get excited, and they tell me how excited it is when the students graduate. They feel just as excited as they do. Another thing, when a student has not made it home from school, okay, this first year we had a lot of the kids that get on the wrong bus, or maybe get off the wrong bus stop, or maybe you just walk home and said it's easier just to walk. Our officers, when we get the call, we initially consider it a missing student. We go out there and we send officers out there to the house, to the school, to the bus stop, and we talk to the parents. We also get information how they walk home from school, and we backtrack from the bus stop to the school or from the school to the bus stop. Many times we work with majority of the times we work with the Sheriff's Department as well, and they also get notified of the missing. So they also work with us when it's finding the students. As of now, knock on wood, every student we have found and returned safely. A lot of times either they get in trouble at school, they don't want to go home, or like I said, they get off the wrong bus stop, or they go to a friend's house and they forget to tell their parents. So we also transport students, for instance, like at football games or dances. We stay out there till the very last kid goes home, very last kid. So, and sometimes we even give the kids rides home when the parents either forget to pick them up. Another thing that we do, and you guys probably heard, is the threat assessments we do at the schools when we have lockdowns or we have threats towards the school. I'll cover the after hours first. When we receive a threat, when we're in need of a threat, we definitely get a team together of officers. We get a game plan of what we're going to do. Usually these threats are not credible, but at the same time, it involves either a social media post or a group post. The night consists of knocking on doors, interviewing involved parties, and checking residents for unsecured weapons. Very rarely, a warrant is needed. Parents, for the most part, are cooperative because we are transparent with the information we receive. And we let them see the posts. We let them see what we're looking at. We'll bring our phone and say, hey, this is little Johnny or little Jill that posted this picture of bringing a gun to school. And a lot of times they'll say, well, no, that wasn't my kid. Are you sure? Because there's a picture of your family in the background of this posting. Or the IP address comes to your house. Or you're the owner of the phone and you're the subscriber to the account. Of course, after they see that, they become very cooperative. More often than not, the threats are not credible. Once we determine that the threat is not credible, we notify the superintendent and say, hey, this is not credible. And then the school's open the next day. Now, during school hours, this happens every now and then. Depending on the situation that occurs on or off campus, a lockdown is conducted. The lockdown is conducted often as a precaution. It could be that the local sheriff's department or another law enforcement agency has something in progress, such as a foot pursuit, a vehicle pursuit, that's heading towards our school or adjacent to our school. Our officers will set up a game plan. We usually do a 4-block surrounding area or a square surrounding area around the school. We have another officer on campus to be relaying the information to the admin on campus. Often when everything is, of course, deemed safe, we lift the lockdown. Now, if the threat is on campus, if we have a threat on campus, the officers revert to their training and experience and enter the campus forthwith with all necessary gear to neutralize the threat, as we've seen in Apple Valley High School. Not a pretty sight, but the thing is, we're there for the students. We want to make sure we're there ready for anything that may happen. Another thing we do is the home visits. These ones, I've been doing these. As a matter of fact, I did one today. These home visits are sometimes they can be heart-wrenching, when you go to the houses. Some of the times we go to the house, we speak to the students or parents needing support. Not all visits are negative. The visits may be because the student doesn't want to go to school due to a school or family issue. A lot of times lack of transportation, family domestic, or just a basic need of food and clothing. I call it the Walmart story. Last year, mom calls me, says exactly what Dustin said. Hey, Officer Molina, we have this, I have this kid. My son doesn't want to go to school. So I go to the house, and of course, the house is a disarray. It looks like a tornado went in there. So I talked to the kid, and the kid goes, yeah, my son doesn't want to go. It's like, my little son doesn't want to go. I go out there, and this kid's about 6 foot, very tall. And I asked mom, I go, why does he want to go to school? I don't know. So I talked to the kid. I go, hey, so I'm looking up to him. So what can I do to make you go to school? He goes, well, sir, I don't have any clothes. If I had clothes, I would go. So I went home, and this was on a Friday. Saturday, before I hit the swap meet, I like hitting the swap meet on Saturday. So I told my kids, you know what, let's go to Walmart and just buy some clothes, And he goes, why, Dad? He goes, well, you know what? They didn't really understand, but once we did, and they saw the situation, we gave him the clothes, and he said, I'm going to go to school. The mom calls me the next day on Monday and says, my son went to school, and I want to thank you for that. But I said, our motto is the same. Like the motto of the district, we instill that with our officers. One of the things that I want to see is, as you can see in the relationships we are building, Officer Jimenez. If we could go to Officer Jimenez's PowerPoint, she says it best. We totally enjoyed it. If we could take a moment just to read that. That's pretty much sums it, what we do. And it's an honor to be a police chief here and run the department. But that's our officers for the Apple Valley School Police.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Chief, are you comfortable just bringing your team up real quick so that we can maybe see? I want to see those dispatchers, everybody that's hiding back there. They sat back there sweating. If you could at least stand so we can give you a round of applause and appreciation. So thank you all. I appreciate that, Chief. Well done.
Thank you, Caesar. As you're well aware, school police are front and center in this country today. They play a bigger role in society than some police officers that work in cities in different jurisdictions because of what goes on in the schools today and that. And I I have to say, I see more school police officers in our community
Yeah.
than I do the local sheriff's department. So it's really good to see that you guys are out there every day, out by the schools, out on the roadways. And I have all the faith in the world that if need be, that you guys would be there in a big emergency in Apple Valley. So keep up the good work. Thank
Keep wearing
you.
those cars out.
Thank you. Good job. All right, presentation on opportunities for district recognition. Trinae.
Yes, at the last board meeting, the board asked me to provide just information. This is a very short presentation. I don't have the remote, so I'm going to just point and say, please. There are several opportunities for school districts to receive and school sites to receive recognition and awards that some we can control, some we cannot. The first set are California School Boards Association Golden Awards. The Golden Bell are due annually on June 30th. We do apply pretty often for a Golden Bell within our district. We have received them in the past, but for about the last 10 years, we apply but don't get the recognition. And then we go to the School Bell Awards at the county level and we see all of the same programs we are doing within our district, but that's okay. We'll continue to apply. We did apply for our family center and food pantry this past June and did not hear back. We believe that because they start announcing this month, we would have heard if we were going to be awarded that. But the list is there of all the different areas. The Golden Gavel has no deadline listed on the California School Boards Association. It is directly about board members, governance team, and the Hall of Fame. They have not updated the website since 2020. I'm not sure if during the pandemic they continued this, but it is still sitting there as an option. The next Golden Award is the Golden Quill. I do anticipate this year we will be nominating a reporter locally who has done a really good job of doing exactly what this award is about. Recognition of fair, insightful, and accurate reporting of public schools. And so we'll keep you posted on that as we find out the deadline, and we will ask for some letters of support. Likewise, the California School Boards Association, or the Association of California School Administrators, has several awards programs, and they include state awards, special awards valuing diversity, partners in education excellence, and the Robert E. Kelly Award. Administrators of the Year Award, you will see those towards the springtime. Every Student Succeeding Program, Exemplary Woman in Education Award, Ray Curry Award, and the Negotiator of the Year Award. Those are due January 19th. We did receive in the spring, one of our administrators, Adele McLean, was Administrator of the Year for Adult Education for Region 12, which is our area, San Bernardino County. So we were excited that she was nominated by the Adult Ed Consortium and received that award. And then finally, well, there's two more, but one is just a very short one. The California Department of Education does have several awards. They have academic achievement awards. Many of the awards that are listed under the California Department of Ed, we don't apply for. We get recognized for certain achievements that are data-driven, student-driven. There are a couple on here that we can apply for, and we did last year and received two of them. The pivotal practices, Sycamore Rocks was an awardee for a pivotal practice, as was the school district. Likewise, we have the Golden State Seal for Merit diploma, and we've done those for years. Principals get the information to us, they get ordered, we sign off on that order to the state, and then every student that qualifies gets the seal on their diploma. And then the list is there. And then community awards, there are no other slides, but it's you'll know them as the best of the desert, and we'll see what happens with the daily press as it's slowly diminishing in some of the areas, but we're hopeful they'll continue the best of the desert because I think it creates great competition across this valley of getting at least nominated and recognized. And so those are the ones that we can move forward with.
Great,
Thank you.
Renee. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it wouldn't be a school board meeting without a presentation on actual financial report from Matt Schulenberg. So, Matt,
Gotta have that.
you're up.
Thank you. Give me a
And then
second.
after that, we'll have public comments. So if you, in the audience, just hang tight a little bit.
Thank you. Here we go.
Is that your new car?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Unaudited actuals. This is the presentation of the closing of the books from last fiscal year. So if you recall, that budget cycle for the 21-22 school year started way back in January of 2021, over a year and a half ago, with the governor's budget proposal, of course, the May revision in May of 2021, and of course, the legislature passes on-time budgets because they don't get paid if they don't pass on-time budgets. As we work through the year, just to remind the board, we have first interim, second interim financials. The estimated actuals establishes the baseline. The estimated actuals in May of 22 established the baseline for this year's adopted budget. Now that we have closed the books, even though the numbers are not audited, what we do now is we update the beginning balance for the current year with the ending balance since we've closed the books. So we look at last year, we had almost $204 million in general fund revenue. This really is only of our Fund 1 operating fund, our general fund. We have many other funds that I'll touch on briefly a little later in the presentation. But you see the majority of our funding arises from our local control funding formula. That is our revenue from the state of California that mostly flows to us unrestricted. However, within that LCFF, we do also have supplemental and concentration grant funding. We have our transportation add-on. We have the grade span adjustments for class size reduction in TK through 3, and a grade span adjustment in high school for CTE programs. Our expenditures came to about $188 million, and you see the biggest slices of that pie right there are people, people, people. We are a people organization, and we spend the vast majority of our budget on those people to serve the students of the community of Apple Valley. Here's a quick breakdown of the unrestricted, restricted, and combined accounts within our general fund. You'll see last year through the Super COLA, through some one-time funding, through some categorical funding, we did have an increase to our ending fund balance on both the unrestricted and restricted side. The restricted funds, again, are program specific. The unrestricted, and the lion's share of that is our LCFF, along with some additional funding from the state of California. But all in all, our unrestricted ending fund balance was a little over $27 million. And we have some assignments in there. We have our reserve for economic uncertainty. We far surpassed the required 3% of $5.7 million. Again, this is closing the books, and we'll update the starting point for this year. On the restricted side, we got a lot of programs. Over the last couple of years in COVID, the state of California has gone back to a categorical funding mindset. Governor Jerry Brown really started the local control funding formula to eliminate a lot of those categoricals. But Governor Newsom and his administration really has helped us figure out what we're supposed to do by giving us all this restricted money. These are ending fund balances in each of these programs. That ELOP is the Expanded Learning Opportunity Program. That is Governor Newsom's, one of his biggest priorities in the budget. And what that does is it requires us to have after-school programs available for our TK through 6th grade students at 175 days of the school year, along with 30 additional days during intercession. And then there's educator effectiveness, and you'll see the list there. And there's a second page. Normally I get this all on one, but I couldn't do it this year because of all the different programs that were started recently. Some of our other funds. Fund 11 is our adult education fund. You see the financials there, the revenues over expenditures. Fund 12, child development, that's our state preschool program. Fund 13, of course, is our food services, feeding the kids in Apple Valley. Last year was one of our biggest years in terms of revenue, with some of the extra federal and state reimbursement as we fed kids for free under the Seamless Summer Program. Fund 14 is deferred maintenance. You'll see a transfer in there of about $2 million. What we did is many years ago, we initiated approximately a $600,000 transfer into that deferred maintenance fund because the state rolled that funding into the local control funding formula. But we suspended that over several years, and we were able to do a catch-up transfer to get that deferred maintenance fund back up to a level to support some of those projects. Capital Facilities Fund 25, those are developer fees that we collect based on construction, both residential and commercial. Fund 40 is our special reserve for capital outlay. We deposit the proceeds from the redevelopment revenue, the property tax increment that we receive, into that account. And this account can only be used for facilities. And you see an audit adjustment of 6.8 million in our favor. That isn't money that just showed up. That is actually how we have to book the proceeds from our COP issuance a couple years ago. We have to book those in Fund 40. And it's known as cash held outside the county treasury because that is actually held by a third-party administrator as part of that COP. And then Fund 51 is our bond interest and redemption. That's from Measure S back in 2004. We do not control that fund. The County of San Bernardino controls that, but we have to show it on our books. And of course, now that we've got the books closed, we will update 22-23. You'll see a whole lot of adjustments at first interim. We update our assumptions, any bargaining unit agreements, any additional LCAP goals and action steps, and of course, the staffing needs that we have adjusted since adopted. Our auditors will be in district in about a month to audit these financials. Any questions?
Any board members have any questions for Matt? No. All right, Matt, thank you.
I do.
Oh,
Maria
has one.
Where does the lottery fund go in this? Lottery is not part of this arrangement?
We receive two lottery resources. We receive lottery within the unrestricted side of our general fund. It would be part of the other state revenue, that blue slice right there, that 14% of our revenue. It does not make up all 14%, but we also have lottery instructional material allocation. That would be on the restricted side.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to public comments. Kylie, we have any public requests to speak cards?
We do. We have 4 tonight.
Okay. Before I call the first person up, we'd like to limit the comments to 3 minutes. There's a timer up above behind you, so when the 3 minutes is up, I will let you know. First up is Jackie Moore. And after Jackie will be Carl.
Hello, my name is Jackie Saling Moore, and I've come here because I'm new to the school with my 12-year-old daughter, who is at Vanguard. And it started out with I don't know what it was called, I guess the back to school night. And that's why I'm here. And it goes on and on. It was the worst display of organization. It wasn't organized. It was hot. It was like Biden's cattle, everybody running in and bumping into each other, and this swamp cooler running. You couldn't talk to the teachers. It was so poorly planned that the next day I went to talk to the principal. She didn't want to talk to me. I forced the issue. I asked her what it was called. I asked her whose stupid idea was it, and she would not answer. And I said, and I say the same thing all the time, remember, I know the answer before I ask you. But based on that, after talking to the teacher and going into the office several times, the school is in a very bad disarray. And I would suggest that the principal there does not fit that school whatsoever. The parents, the children, the staff, they're very tired. They don't like what's going on. There's no transparency. I'm jealous because of these girls that talked about their schools and all the activities. We can have nothing at our school. We can't even have anybody on campus, not even our PTA. Now, I called and I talked to a Sandy Urbina down at the San Bernardino County School District. And she said, we're not on outbreak status. We can have parent, teacher, PTA. My day was PTA, but now it's PTSO. We can have those meetings at the school. I said, shoot, we'll have it at my house. But the situation is it's very depressing at that school. People are leaving left and right. No respect from the principal. She's very arrogant. She's very egotistical. She's very narcissistic. She does not fit in that school. And she shows no respect to her teachers. Now, someone earlier talked about the weather and how hot it was. 111 degrees today. Last week I went in and I said, whatever her name is, I didn't even pay attention anymore. Why don't you take $3.59 out of your wallet or out of your office kitty, go buy a case of water and give it to your teachers who you have outside sweating in 110 degrees heat, who are doing it for our children, to protect our children at the parent walk-up. I want an awning put up there for those teachers and the children too. And then the Turtle Sanctuary has been there for many years, for 20 years, to recognize a parent that helped us, and she won't let anybody go in. Nobody's allowed on campus to do anything. The atmosphere is bad, and I would really like you to look into it, because I know what I speak. I know that you guys are knowledgeable, and as a board, you can fix this for our parents, because she won't let us. And as her boss, it's up to you guys to do something for our children, because it's getting really bad out there. No smiles, no happiness, not like these schools I heard. I'm jealous. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie, for your comments. Carl, you're up. And after Carl Willis will be Cortez.
Good evening.
Not Richard, but Cortez.
I'm Carl Willis, also known as Officer Carl. My family and I have been members of this beautiful community for more than 30 years. Now I'm going to share a true story with you. Once upon a time, in a small town in California, lived a group of great visionaries. And those visionaries envisioned that the population in their small town within the next 2 decades will increase substantially. And with it, there will be more traffic, crime, and school shootings in our country like we've never seen before. And those same visionaries were committed to providing a first-class education to the families in their community. Now, they also focus on providing the safest learning environment possible for their students and staff. Ladies and gentlemen, those visionaries were the Board of Trustees for the Apple Valley Unified School District back in 1999. Mr. Rob Turner, Mr. William Van Kirk, Miss Anita Anderson, Miss Sue Thomas, and Mr. Wilson. So they took on the grueling task of establishing our school district police department. And on April 3rd, 2002, the resolution was signed and the Apple Valley Unified School District Police Department was established. Now, I was there, and I'm truly blessed to be the first employee hired by our first chief of police, Chief Dave Landry. Now, I've worked alongside every chief of police, every police officer, dispatcher, cadet, and explorer from the very beginning to this present day. And that is why I can testify to this. There is nothing more rewarding than protecting children. Now, all of our officers, again, are California Post certified, well-trained, and disciplined. And unlike Uvalde, Texas, there is no doubt that our officers will go in, neutralize the threat, and protect our students and staff. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, let's honor 2 of those board members who have passed away, Mr. Rob Turner and Mr. William Van Kirk. Please stand. Please stand and let's honor those gentlemen. And while we're at it, let's recognize the Apple Valley Unified School District Police Department's 20th year anniversary. Thank you.
Carl, thanks for your comments. It's good to see you coming back again after all those years you worked here. So keep up the good work. Rebecca Cortez, I'm sorry, is it Rebecca? Yeah. And then after Rebecca will be Ken Bean.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Cortez, and I've been a parent at the Parent Choice School at Vanguard Prep for over 14 years. And it saddens me today to have to come before you at a board meeting to express my concerns for our school because I thought this would never happen to our school. You see, Vanguard has always been known for the family atmosphere and the connections we pour through one another. At any minute, you could walk. At any minute, you can call up on a Vanguard parent to help in any way. We strived on that, and I remember when my dad passed away, how the campus was hugging me, sending me messages, delivering meals, expressing concern to me, and especially my sons who needed support at a difficult time. We had an assembly and award after the day he had passed, and my aunt, who had served with the school district up in Northern California, and I will never forget how she commented on how beautiful and friendly our campus was. She was so happy to know that we had a huge, loving support system. However, now with the new administration, it's gone. The tension in the school is so thick that it makes me sad. It's oozing all over the campus. You can see it in all the teachers and staff's faces that they are looking like they're barely hanging on. The turnover at Vanguard has been incredible, and I realize we had a big hit by retirement, but this is crazy, and we can barely recognize anyone on campus. The new administrator is rude and unapproachable to the point that my son last year didn't even want to come to school. We even discussed the idea of changing schools, but we decided against it because the school for him would probably be too full because of our family and friends. We stayed at Vanguard. We are miserable, and we are still here at Vanguard. Our school has always been recognized for our volunteering and keeping our campus clean and happy. We had families who help with community services to teach kids how to make things better. My kids did help by planting trees, cleaning the pond in the turtle sanctuary, and volunteering at the animal shelter. We were also supposed to be a STEM school by teaching all of the things throughout the school campuses. Why is this not happening? I'm not on board at all with the new dual language immersion program that they want to launch at this site. We are a parent choice school, and we should have a say, and I feel that this would not be effective at our school. We need to focus on teachers that we need now, like the 7th grade science teacher that I know we don't have at our school, who could be very helpful in teaching our STEM programs, and allow our current 7th graders to hopefully go to Catalina that they're well-deserved to go to this year. My other concern is also sports. We need to have them back at the junior high level. Other districts have been playing. Why not AVUSD? Our kids need the same opportunity as well as our friends who live in nearby communities, and we need sports to prepare them for high school. Sports also gains confidence and bonds with kids that they might not normally interact with, and if they didn't play the same sport. I feel that this is extremely important, and I don't understand why sports are not back into the junior high level. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. We did receive your email, and so did staff, on some of your concerns as well. Ken Bean?
Evening, board members, evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken Bean. I have a student going to Yucca Elementary. She is a TK student. There's a bathroom stall right there that adjacent to the park gate. It is usually wide open for the students to go in. I have a concern about it because there's the stall, it also has a little girl stall right next to it, which is open to passerbys going by. I've mentioned this to the school. They said that they're going to have someone just go and close the doors and give them a little bit of privacy. What I'm suggesting is either create a privacy barrier for the students to have their own privacy, or have a monitor or proctor be there to help the students be able to get in there and get assisted. Another issue I have is yesterday my daughter was sent home due to allergies, but they considered it COVID. I have worked as a government employee, not only for the U.S. Army, but as a VA housekeeper where I was close in contact with COVID patients. I know the symptoms. I explained this to the school not once, but twice, multiple times as well. I've had doctor's notes go to the school. They refuse to go and acknowledge that. They tell me I have to go drive 50 miles to my daughter's doctor to get another doctor's note every year. I refuse on doing that. That's a violation of not only HIPAA, but patient privacy. And on top of that, when I watched the other day, a student take down the American flag, he just balled it up. When I offered to amend my services to teach these students how to honor this flag that I've served, that I've watched my brothers and sisters fight for, they told me, oh, we'll take care of it. And I have watched these students go and do it time after time again. I've looked at adults sitting there that are TAs and refuse to even offer a knowledgeable assistance on it. I ask that you guys allow me to at least teach these guys the sacrifice that is given to this flag. I've watched so many of my brothers and sisters pay the ultimate price, and to watch it be balled up, it offends me. It breaks my heart to see these students don't see the sacrifices made for this. I ask that you allow me to go and teach these students what this means to not only me, but other veterans in the community, and let them see that the patriotism in this flag means more than what they understand right now. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ken. Your patience too, being here for several hours to speak. We appreciate it. Thank you. We'll take your comments under consideration.
Thank you.
All right. There was no further cards to speak there, Kylie? Okay. Move on to superintendent comments. Renee?
There's several wonderful things that have happened in the district over the course of the last month. Just this past week, we were notified that Granite Hills High School and Apple Valley High School students were acknowledged by the College Board and have received National Hispanic Recognition Awards. Alex Sanchez, Kim Alexander from Granite Hills High School, National Hispanic Recognition Award, and National Rural and Small Town Award. I love that it says rural in it because that's why we didn't start late this year. And even the National School Boards or the College Board recognizes that. Then Catherine Holland, National Rural and Small Town Award, Kimberly Soltero, National Hispanic Recognition Award and National Rural and Small Town Award, Manav Patel, National Rural and Small Town Award, Sun Robinson, National African American Recognition Award, Apple Valley High School, April Cortero, National Hispanic Recognition Award, Brian Camacho, National Hispanic Recognition Award, Emma Castillo, National Hispanic Recognition Award, John Salgado, National Hispanic Recognition Award, John Villafan, National Hispanic Recognition Award, Nayeli Vargas, National Hispanic Recognition Award, and Sophia Brandt, National Hispanic Recognition Award. Those are a big deal. There will be a press release. There will be postings to social media regarding that. Last week, our nutrition services department was at Rancho Verde introducing a salad bar and training the students on how to access that salad bar. And that doesn't sound like a big deal at a high school level, but when you're teaching transitional kindergartners and kindergartners how to use a salad bar, only imagine what it looks like, but they had fun. On Tuesday, August 30th, just this week, I was able to go over to a first grade classroom at Sandia and spend some time teaching about monk seals, the only mammal that is natural to the Hawaiian Islands. And I had a close encounter, not personally, but my husband, I was on the shore screaming for his safety. And so the kids were excellent. I had almost 50 of them in a room. They sat for almost 45 minutes. Like I kept thinking, they're going to run out of patience. Nope, they kept singing, they kept playing, and they kept telling me what was important about mammals. So those are the things that I enjoy doing when I get into a classroom and remind myself what this job is really about. We also had school visits for Williams checks, and I will tell you that on multiple campuses, as the team from San Bernardino County went through and checked the facilities, they commented that they had been throughout San Bernardino County, and when they got assigned another school in Apple Valley, they were thrilled because they have been maintained well, they are being well taken care of, and they love to come and see what was going on the campuses. I also was able to attend the Apple Valley High School versus Granite Hills High School volleyball game. I sat on the Apple side by accident initially because I didn't know, but I did know one of the players that was playing for Apple at that point. It was the JV game. So at the time that it was over, I moved down to Granite. And a dad asked me, which girl is yours? And I said, none of them. And he kept pushing, why was I there? And at first I thought he was thinking it was a little bit creepy. I was just sitting in the audience cheering for volleyball. So I finally explained who I was, and we had a wonderful talk, and I was there to watch Granite Hills beat Apple Valley High School. So in their house, super respectful for both sides, and it was wonderful. Peers Camp was going on this week over at the SELPA. We usually hold it here. We now have a new location. They loved the SELPA. They could do quick breakouts. These are the students that are trained in crisis response and support to other students throughout, or adults throughout the system. When we've had staff members pass away, the peers come alongside and they support students in tragedy and times. Really exciting to watch that process. Active shooter training has continued. We were at Phoenix Academy yesterday. Again, with the fire department, sheriff's department, our own police department presenting. And then one comment about parent volunteers. We're working really hard to push on a change to the California Department of Public Health guidelines. Currently, the guidelines for parent volunteers, more than just a meeting, is all about a COVID vaccination or testing, just like an employee. We don't have systems in place. Nobody offers support to do that, where we would house and store those things. And so right now, we're just hoping that that changes. I would love advocacy in that area from parents that are interested to push on the California Department of Public Health to make changes to those rules, because we do want our parents back in our classrooms supporting. We know it's necessary, and our teachers are asking. They are not hoping that this doesn't go away. They want it gone now. So just on that front, I wanted people to be aware of that. And then being out on school campuses, I hit 2 to 3 a week during parent drop-off, just because it's great to greet children. And I get to watch dignity, community, authenticity, and service happening, modeled by the adults and the students. And I think the best part is when I get to talk to students. They don't know who I am. They get to talk to me, and they're always kind and caring, and they always respond. You know, there's none of this walk by and ignore. So I encourage board members to work with Kylie to get you out on campuses. She'll schedule time with administrators so that you have undivided attention and can get into classrooms with them, and they love to show off their schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Trinae. The thing with the seal, was your husband screaming for help, or were you screaming for him?
No, my husband was snorkeling in a bay that there was no other people snorkeling, and there was a monk seal that approached him, and he didn't know it. And so all I saw was a fin. I thought it was a shark. And I've always joked that if that were to happen, I swim faster than he does, but I wasn't in the water.
Just making sure you had permission to tell the audience that he was yelling for help, but that wasn't the case. So, okay. All right, Wilson, so do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I just a quick comment. I don't think we have received any information on the monkeypox. I mean, the vaccine, any vaccination, but we should stay focused on that, see what's happening on that. And at the same time, I expressed concern about fentanyl, and I watched on Fox News in some place, I don't know what city, the fentanyl got mixed into with candies, just small candies. And I'm real concerned if that kind of stuff being given to any of our kids here in Victor Valley. It's a very toxic chemical. So I just want us to be vigilant on that issue. That's all I have.
Thank you, Wilson. Maria.
Well, bear with me. This week has been a very fascinating week for me. I'm going to start with my school visits. I went to Rio Vista, I went to Desert Nose, and I went to Mariana. Let me start with Rio Vista. I went to Rio Vista, and the kids were absolutely amazing. But I will start with the office staff. They were so welcoming because they didn't know who I was. It was after I got in that I put on my badge. I wanted to just walk in and be like every other person, but they were so welcoming and very polite. And then I went out to the school classrooms, and the teachers were engaged, the students were engaged. The playground was impeccably clean, which was odd for elementary school. And I saw the students disagreeing, but disagreeing politely. They will use the correct verbiage. I disagree with you because, and I have this evidence to prove it. And I thought, how could that possibly be? Then I went on to Desert Nose. Desert Nose was this afternoon. It was hot. It was a really hot day. But I walked into one of the classrooms, and they had me engaged. The students and the teacher decided to give me this wand, and I thought I would just use the wand and make things go away. But the wand was so that I could speak. And I had the wand. It allowed me to say what I was thankful for. And I have to say to you, on this day, I was truly thankful for air conditioning. The place was well air conditioned. The principal had increment weather ideas enrolling so that the students didn't go outside. They stayed inside. They ate their lunch and they stayed inside. The teachers entertained them and kept them busy, and I thought that was impressive. And above all, I was thankful that I was looking at all these beautiful children who were learning and didn't know anything about who I was. And I like that. I like to go to places where they don't know me. Unfortunately, my voice gives it off. Then I went to Mariana. The Mariana class, one of the classes gave me this Avid chair. And they gave me the chair so that I will have the energy to walk through the campus. But I hate to stop there because sometimes we are so busy enjoying the trees. We enjoy the trees outside. We enjoy the leaves on the trees, but we don't pay attention to what is holding that tree up. We have the root underneath the tree. We have the soil, and those are your support staff. And sometimes we fail to acknowledge that those people are the people that make us shine. And so I'm going to take this opportunity to truly, truly thank the support staff for all of what they do in the background that we don't notice, because we notice all the things that makes the other people look pretty. But otherwise, I can say that we're doing a good job. We're listening. I'm hearing people, and they're listening to each other. And I'm truly thankful to the young people who came today to share with us the good things that are happening at their schools and to open their hearts to what we have to offer. In one of the classrooms, I had to tell the little kindergartners that I'm looking forward to them getting all their education so they can pay my Social Security. And so thank you so much for letting me speak tonight and inviting me into your hearts.
Thank you, Maria. Christopher Nunez.
All right. First off, I can't believe it's September. Who did that? So in case you're on the countdown, yes, we're basically halfway to fall break. So first off, I want to say thank you so much. I was able to get out this month so far and visit all but 2 schools so far. Apple Valley High School in Phoenix, we're coming. Let's schedule it. Yes. But I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who came to this school year with a great attitude and ready for a true fresh start. It's really evident on all of our campuses, and it's got a really great buzz going on. I do want to do one direct shout out, mainly to our counselors. I am so impressed. I had the great opportunity of walking in at High Desert Phoenix Academy, and I had got the opportunity to meet their brand new counselor just a few days before, where he stopped into my office at Victor Valley College to ask about programs and support for students. When I stopped by at HDPA, I was in his office for less than 10 minutes, and no less than 4 students stopped by to ask, "Hey, Mr. Serrano, do you know if I can get a job welding? Or do you know if I can get a job as an automotive technician? Where do I go to school for that? Can I do that at VVC or can I do that at somewhere else up here?" And I know that is happening over and over and over again. So thank you so much, not only to our counselors, but to everybody who's showing these opportunities to students to go out, get special training, and come and live and work right here in our community. So keep that up. We need that. Another shout out, congratulations again to the recognition shown to our family centers. If you haven't had the opportunity to join at one of our family centers to see what kinds of resources or things they offer, please do so. And I got to get me one of those shirts. That's a good one. I'd like to say thank you very much to Chief Molina and the presentation tonight for our PD. I've had the great opportunity to go out and do ride-alongs with our PD, and I can tell you firsthand that the interactions that they're having with our students are positive. They're things that they will be remembered, and then things that can be built upon. I mean, we did everything from jumping ropes to doing push-ups. I think Chief went through a couple thousand stickers that day. We're gonna have to up his sticker budget. But thank you very much to all of you for getting out there and supporting the office. And then lastly, Superintendent Nelson brought up our Adult Education Center and Mrs. McLean, the head of that location, having been recognized. I just want to tell you, if you have an opportunity or where you think you need a little bit of continuing education, maybe you want to be a substitute and you need to take your CBEST, there are so many resources and opportunities offered at our Adult Education Center here in Apple Valley. And I highly encourage you or somebody you know that might be able to use one of those resources to please check it out. It is outstanding. And her staff is incredible. So thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I know it's a little bit longer one, but we really appreciate it. So thank you all very much and enjoy your holiday weekend.
Thank you, Chris. Dennis.
This is one of the smoothest starts I've seen in a school year. And I want to thank Melino, Caesar, on your report. We have a phenomenal police department. You know, it's the difference between a street cop and a school cop. It really is. We're dealing with kids. There's a different attitude you have to have. And I just want to say that I'm glad everything's gone the way it has, and especially with the negotiations, it looks like it's all going to work out. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. I don't have anything further to add, but we do need to move on to item G, conduct a public hearing to determine that each pupil in each school in Apple Valley Unified School District has or will have prior to the end of the 8th week of school sufficient textbooks and or instructional materials for the 2023 school year. And Pat, do you have anything that you want to add to that?
I don't, other than to mention that the Williams visits are sort of highlight the fact that they've come and verified that at the 4 schools that were visited this year. And this is a standard requirement to open this hearing and hear public comment on sufficiency.
Okay, and I'm going to continue reading and then we'll, Education Code 60119 and CCR Title 5, Section 9531, subsection C, require the governing board of any local agency receiving instructional materials funds from any state source to hold a public hearing on the sufficiency of textbooks or instructional materials by the end of the 8th week of school. Are there any questions or comments from members of the board regarding the pupil textbook and instructional materials compliance K-12 2022-2023 school year?
I have one comment. I went through one of the schools today, and I saw the extensive textbooks that they had in the shelves to indicate that the students had enough textbooks for all grade levels. And there was not one, when you go through the textbooks, you will clearly see that the district had sufficient textbooks for all students.
Okay. Any other comments? No? Okay. I now open the public hearing regarding the pupil textbook and instructional materials compliance K-12 2022-2023 school year for public comment at the time, which is 8:43. Hearing no further public comment, we have to leave it open for 1 minute. 1 minute.
Mr. President, I was going to, on the comment on the textbook, I want Mrs. Slaughter maybe look into that and give us a report in the near future. There's a concern expressed on a major TV channel that.
Can we finish the time for this first?
Okay, well, I can close the public comment at 8:44. Do you have a comment then, Wilson, you want to make?
Okay, you want to close the comment?
Yeah, we just finished. Now you can
Yeah, I was
say your
going,
comment.
yeah, in Apple Valley, of course, I know that we are pretty good with provide students the math and science standard, but I just want you to give us a little update and say how we compare to districts throughout the state.
Yeah, that's, it's timely since we now have data from last year that we can disaggregate and report to the board and community within a couple of weeks. And also the California Schools dashboard will be updated this year and begin again to report student data. So that's all coming. I think it's very timely that you asked that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, special meeting. I need a motion to adjourn the public meeting of the Apple Valley Unified School District Public Facilities Corporation and a new business is deemed necessary. So I have a motion to.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Bender, second Maria. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that'll be the order. Okay, Mr. Bender, conduct this meeting taking roll call and asking for any items for approval. So I can do the roll call here real quick.
Okay.
Dennis?
Here.
Rick, I'm here. Maria
Yes.
is Chief Financial Officer. Wilson, so Secretary?
I'm here.
Okay. Action items, Public Facilities Corporation, authorize the filing of the annual registration renewal fee report of the annual treasurer's report CT TR1 forms with the Attorney General's Registry of Charitable Trusts. Do we have a motion to
I
approve?
move.
Motion Bender.
I'll second it.
Second, so all in favor?
Aye.
Hearing, any opposed? Hearing none, that'll be the order. Okay, it is recommended that the Board of Directors adjourn the meeting of the Public Facilities Corporation and reconvene the regular meeting of the Apple Valley Unified School District at 8:46. So I'll adjourn it, and then we hereby convene the regular meeting. So moving on to, I'm sorry. Oh, I did,
We don't have a motion for that.
I thought we did.
We did the motion already.
have to take one in.
Bender and so.
Yeah, we did a motion.
They voted. That was the vote for the filing, but we need a motion to adjourn.
Oh, okay, so,
Sorry.
that's okay. So let's motion to adjourn at 8:46.
I move.
Bender? Second,
second,
Maria?
yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Okay, that'll be the order. Thank you, Kylie, for
It
slowing my roll.
Sorry.
It was not in the script.
Okay, we hereby convene the regular meeting. Discussion session. It is recommended the Board of Trustees discuss and take actions on the following items. Approve the certificated and classified personal actions as listed. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve as listed.
I second it.
Chris, second. Dennis, is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that'll be the order. Approve the recommendations for requested leave as noted. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Bender,
I'll second it.
second. So all in favor?
Aye.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Hearing, any opposed? Hearing none, that'll be the order. Item 3, approve the recommendation of the administrative hearing chairperson effective immediately on AR1 202223.
So moved.
Motion Bender,
Second.
second Chris. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that'll be the order. Annual review, AR2 202223. Motion,
I move.
Second.
Maria, second Bender. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that'll be the order. Expulsion case, EXP 22, 2021, 2022. Motion,
Move.
move Maria,
I'll second it.
second So. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that'll be the order. Do you have a question?
We have a readout that was not done during readouts.
On the,
It was the tort claim, yes.
oh, okay.
And Kylie caught it, so if we can.
Where, I don't see it on here, though.
I thought everything was read out.
It would have been read out at the, after closed session. There's an agenda item. She just wanted to make sure we weren't
Oh,
going
okay.
back
So
into
Dennis,
closed
if you could go
session.
back to your sheet there on the tort item. I believe it's on Jacqueline. Is it?
Yeah.
We didn't do that one?
We didn't read it.
It's not here.
I don't know where the hell it went.
Just give it to Trinidad, they'll find it.
Oh, I can,
Okay. You got it?
Maybe it got double up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What happened?
There's a
Here we
double
go. We
page
got a
there.
problem right here.
There's a double page there.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's also an MOU.
Looks like this one. Sorry.
I don't know where it is. We didn't read this one?
Nope.
All right.
Kylie caught that too.
Hey, you're on
On
close
it.
here. In closed session, the Board of Trustees took action in support of the following recommendation. Unanimously voted to deny the claim of Jacqueline Dempsey on a motion by Maria and seconded by Wilson. And the vote was 5-0. And I'm sorry, I was latched into the other one.
okay.
Okay, you got that.
We're almost through this here. So item 4, ratify the contract documents on the district-wide HVAC project, phase 2. Motion?
So move.
Chris, second, Dennis. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that'll be the order. Consent agenda. Approved consent lists. As recommended, the Board of Trustees consider approving a number of agenda items as consent lists. Consent items are routine in nature and can be enacted in one motion without further discussion. The procedure conserves meeting time for all discussions of significant issues. So we have items 1 through 38.
So move.
So we have a motion to approve 1 through 38 by Wilson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Go ahead.
I'll second.
Chris? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that'll be the order. Okay, we have no need for second closed session. And so closing items. Anybody have any future items for future agendas?
Yes, I do.
Maria?
I'm interested in knowing if the district will bring forward what plans they have to retrofit some of those buildings that are falling apart, that in some of the schools that I saw, at the bottom of the buildings are kind of rotting. If there's a plan to repair those instead of just painting over. So I'm interested in knowing I want you to bring something forward to let us know what you're gonna do there.
Okay, is that the desire of the board that we do a report on facilities? I just need a direction from the entire board.
This is my desire to put it on your agenda, but I want it to be brought forward.
Maria, if I may, I mean, I think the superintendent said correctly. We need to do a listing of facilities that need repair. Because right now, we're just working out in the dark. We don't have any list.
I can do it a variety of ways. We could either do it as a presentation or if we know exactly which facilities, but I do have to have direction from the entire board so that I can do that. That's.
Well, aren't we out looking for a consultant right now to do?
Mr. Schellenberg, facilities.
Matt will look into it. Let's move on.
We do have interviews tentatively scheduled for a consultant to conduct a facility needs assessment and a facility master plan. But if we have some immediate needs, I can imagine, Ms. Opar, you may have seen some skirting around some of our portable buildings.
Yes, I
That
did.
is not structural, it's cosmetic. I will get in touch with Mr. Hopper, who happens to be standing in the back of the room still,
Please.
and discuss with him and put a plan together to remediate any cosmetic issues on any of our portable buildings.
Yes.
Do we want that as a written document to the board or as a presentation? That's all I'm trying to determine.
I think after Matt has met with the facilities person, I'll tell Matt what buildings I noticed. And Matt can look at it and get back on that. But I just want to be clear that when I ask a question on this board, I do speak English. And I want people to understand that what I say is English. And I'm not saying it in any other language, but in English. And I have been very clear on what my understandings are about my duties. So when I get out and I see things and I bring it forward to the board, I do not want it to be always challenged each time. This is the second time it's happening and I've had enough.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Let's see, where are we here? Let's see, closing items, future agenda, superintendent comments. Anything else for anyone? to add?
No.
Any other board comments from anybody?
No, thank you.
All right.
Nope.
So you have to just hang around for sign some approved documents. And with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
All right, we'll be adjourned at 8:55. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for coming. Been a ball. Yeah, you know what, one.